Hi, it's Remy and welcome to this roadside episode. In this video, I'm gonna share with you some photography tips based on photographs I took in an unexpectedly beautiful place between the city of Clermont-Ferrand and Lyon in France. I'm here shooting, I'm in the middle of France between a city called Clermont-Ferrand and Lyon, and I wasn't really planning on going out shooting this morning. Yesterday and last night the weather was pretty bad and the weather forecast was indicating that the weather would be covered. But in the end I woke up like around 7:30 and the weather is like that, so it's like clear sky and everything is frozen around. So since I'm in my camper and I was sleeping outside, I decided to just come out and see what I could work with. So I'm on site and I'm shooting now this fence here that I will talk about a bit later. And the idea of the video is that I will walk around and I will capture what I can capture in this little place. There is a woodland behind, there is here the fence, there are like a lot of stuff frozen on the ground, so there is a lot of opportunities really. It's definitely not a place where I will be shooting probably the most beautiful picture of my portfolio, but I believe that there are a lot of small things that I can work with and that I can share with you a bit later. So let's dive in and I'm gonna talk about the scene I'm shooting right now. So I'm shooting with my 18 to 55 XF Fuji, so it's on the APS-C. It must be 2470 on full frame. I wanted to use my 1024, but I realized I have an issue with it. It's kind of the image is blurry, so I have to check this out. So I decided to reshuffle my thing and work with what I have. So yeah, I'm using the 1855 millimeters. What I'm doing here is that I basically place this fence in the foreground of my picture, and this will be used as leading lines to go towards this tree over there. There is the nice light coming from the sun here, so you can't really see it on camera when I'm shooting now, but when I show the picture you will realize it, which makes like a very nice light coming, like side light, so it's really fantastic. And on the background you still have those nice colors, like this tree line with like on one side you've got like more like greenery trees, on the background like more like, let's say, dead trees if I can, like leaves are really falling now at this time of the year. And so that gives like really a perspective into the image, all of this. And you can also see, I'm not sure if you can see it, but on the ground there is like kind of a line probably made by a tractor or whatever, and those lines are kind of parallel and leading to the tree right in front. So this is making up for a pretty nice scene, really cool. I would have loved to have it with a wide angle, but unfortunately it's not possible here and right now. Alright, so I've switched the camera like basically 180 degrees on the back, so let me take the tripod and show you. As I was saying before, there is like a forest right on the back, and so now I am shooting basically like there, like a little bit of sunlight targeting some of the woods. And when you shoot this with a long lens, first of all you get kind of a more like flatter image, and by having this flatter image kind of really help you focus on what you want to see. You don't have any distraction, you're straight to the point. So I'm using now a 55 to 100 millimeters, which must be something like 70 to 300 millimeters for full frame. And basically I'm just capturing like some trees that are like right in front, like slightly highlighted by the sun. There is a bit of shadow on the foreground. So the whole scene is basically, they are like the center of attention on this scene. And I'm gonna get also a bit closer to try to have a little more close-up, because now I'm shooting at 200 millimeters, 300 on full frame, and this is I've got like a bit of grass on the ground, and I'd like to just isolate them and see what the final result could be. So all right, let's do this. So I actually like with the foreground with the grass. I think it creates some contrast, and in this case now there is some shadow unveiling on the ground and some part of the grass which is highlighted, so that makes like highlight, shadows, and kind of a dark forest with some highlighted parts of it. So I guess that's gonna make for pretty good composition. I kind of like the combination of light in this scene, so we will see this in post. It's actually a lot of fun to shoot here. So I've just turned around once again from the wood to the other side, and I've been using now still my 55 to 200 70 to 300 equivalent in full frame, and it's really amazing because there is this fence and those nice trees on the back. So let me show you like that. There is the fence here with all the nice trees like on the back, which are still green for some of them, and on the back a bit orange. So the combination of colors like really make up for nice composition and nice picture. So I'm kind of having a lot of fun here, and I just hope that something nice will come out of this. I finally found a place in the wood, the small woodland that was on the back as I was showing you before. I found some spots where there were like some leaves highlighted that really gives a nice feeling. When you've got like backlit coming directly from the sun, of course, in the wood, and the leaves are like, there is a reflection. You can see like pretty much the veins of the leaves. So of course now there are most of them dying, so now they're like all brownish orange, and so that really gives a nice feeling to it. So the colors are really nice, the light is really cool. And that's something you can pretty much do anywhere you want. So you can be like finding like some trees, some flowers, and play with this. So here I'm in this wood and just capturing some few pictures like that, and I'm just hoping for the best. I'm not sure, it's not something I do very frequently, but I kind of like it once in a while. It's fairly easy type of photography. I'm using still my 55 to 200 millimeters, so 70 to 300 millimeters for full frame, and so I just zoom in all the way so that I really isolate my subject. All right. Finally, I can continue this video. So I came back to the camper, I loaded the picture on the computer, and I selected them, I edited some of them, and now I'm gonna share with you the one I like most from this morning session, and probably also comment a bit on what I could have done better with them. So let's not waste time, and let's go to the computer so that you can see the pictures while I'm commenting. So I selected 7 pictures from this morning session. 4 of them are from the moment where I was shooting the fence, and the 3 others are when I was looking in other directions or doing different type of photography. So I really like this picture here. The composition to me is good, but there are still few things that bothers me in this photograph. So let's start with the composition. The composition is nice with the fence going towards the tree here. The tree acts as an anchor point in the photograph. We've got the grass going towards the tree, the light as well going towards the tree. Here the tree line that goes directly into the tree, and this makes it for a nice composition. The light from the sun is really nice, coming from the right hand side and highlighting everything, showing nice shadows for him. For example, here the tree on the fence here, we've got nice lights. And so the light was very subtle in the morning, and I really liked it a lot. Now the few things that are bothering me in this picture are here, this part with the tree line which was cut, and like this shape here. It's not really distracting so much because we don't really focus on that part when we look at the picture, but it's still present and could have been avoided. Then there is the fact that although the fence is really acting as a leading line, I would have loved to see the fence a little more, because here behind the bushes that we see here, there is still the fence visible. I would have liked to see it a little more. Actually, On this second picture, we have a little more of the composition I would have preferred to have on the first one. So in the end, I prefer the color on the first one, but I prefer the composition on that one. We can't have it all apparently. And so here, as you see, the tree line is not there. It's cut, but it's not. We are not disturbed by any of the strange shape on the left-hand side, and we see a little more of the fence going towards here, and the light is still present and doing the same effects with shadows, with a little light on this tree here, which is not distracting but really pleasant to have on the picture, and the same on the green grass here. It was like really nice atmosphere. Then I shot a portrait mode, which is always important when you do when you post on social media. I would have liked to have a different sky, but I can't control the weather, and I don't really do sky replacement. So I'm living with that. I still think it's a nice composition and a nice picture. And now I moved in front of the bushes that we could see here to take this photograph. So here the feed was not straight, so I placed my tripod here, and the fence was at the level of my lens. And basically, we really have a feeling of, let's say, dominance, if I can say, of this fence going towards the tree, and really a lot of depth here. And I really like it because I shot at 46 millimeters on APS-C. That must be 60 millimeters on full frame about, and that makes like a really intimate scene. So everything is in place. So we've got the fence going towards the tree. We've got this small line here going towards the tree. We've got the tree line here going towards the tree. And that really makes up for a nice and intimate composition. This is maybe not a perfect photograph, but I find it very good, and I don't think there is a lot more to add in this one. The sky is not too present. The grass is not too present. Everything seems to be like right in place and right where it should be. And then I decided to turn around and to look at the woodland that was behind me. So I like here the color contrast and the light contrast too. So we have here some light on the grass in the front, some shadows, and then this kind of big darker area where we've got some shades of light and some different various colors from the fall. The end of fall that were like really nice, and our eyes are kind of converging towards this trunk here, like the light is leading our eyes towards it, and that makes it for kind of a balance and an altogether nice looking photograph. Then I looked back again, and I looked towards the part where the fence was, but I was with a telephoto lens, and I realized that actually the light was still nice over there. So I decided to shoot this scene that looks like more or less like a color gradient. So we've got like some yellow green on the ground. We've got some trees with like slightly darker yellow and green, but highlighted with the sun with some shadows here, and some darker orange part here on the background tree. And this really makes for a nice color combination. And the fence here is really adding up by having by completing, I would say, the whole picture. I didn't add any sky here because I didn't feel it was really needed. Adding some sky would have added some blue colors, although they are complementary with orange or yellow colors. I feel that it would have been too much and distracting to really enjoy the various colors that we have here. And finally, I shot this photograph here. That was a leaf that was on the ground. There was like some backlit sunlight coming through, and what I love is that the leaf is half dead, so we have like this orange part which is highlighted in a few points, and then we've got like all this dark part which is not visible. We've got the edges that are like highlighted as well, and that makes it for very nice atmosphere. The good thing here is that since everything was frozen on the ground, the dark part here is frozen too, and we can see it with the little dots. And actually on the edge, the nice edge is also made nice thanks to the freeze that was on it. So we really have an intimate scene here. So I kind of kept that part like kind of highly saturated, and the rest around like little less saturated, so that this leaf is dominant. But this is basically how it looked like, and to me this is most probably my favorite photograph of the whole morning. So that's it from the pictures from this morning. What's important to remember here is that you will always have nice opportunities of shooting landscape photography, even if you're not in the best location. If you're there at the right time with the right conditions, you may have like great pictures too. And so you should always also shoot with like different focal lengths, look at different angles, look in different direction, so that you will really have the possibilities to catch the right picture by doing this. And by practicing this, you will also have a lot of opportunities to taking pictures much quicker. So that's why you should keep on practicing over and over again until you master better your photography style. So I hope you liked the video, and do not hesitate to give me a thumbs up if you liked it. And you can also click on the subscribe button below. We'll be sharing more adventures of what I'm doing with my camper in Europe. I'm planning on visiting, photographing, and showing new places. I'm planning also on doing more educative videos about photography. I also have some other plans that I'm not yet ready to share, but it's gonna come soon. So stay tuned, thank you, and see you in the next episode.